I do know how to pause this. We're starting with one-step equation. So this is m plus 12 equals 10. How do I move it to the other side? What do I use? Yes, subtraction. So I'm going to subtract 2 from both sides. You're left with m. Actually, it's subtract 12. So it's m equals 10 minus 12. Now that means that we have can't do 10 minus 12 unless we think about our integer operations. So that means 10 minus 12 is what? Negative 2. Very good. So that one is finished. Number 2 we're going to review as well. So negative 2 equals g minus 9. How do I move the negative 9 away from the g? Try that again. Plus 9. So I'm going to use that inverse property, and I'm going to plus 9. So what is 9 minus 2? 7. So g equals 7. I see there was some use of calculators here. This means negative 7 times y. So how do I move the negative 7 over? Divided by, or you can say times negative 1/7, because you know a fraction is just division. And 91 divided by 7 is, thank you to this person who finished it. So he knew how to do these by himself. So a over 9, what does that mean? Does that mean a times 9, a plus 9? Means a divided by 9. So in order to do this one, I have to multiply by 9. So a equals negative 4 times 9, which is negative 36. These should be things that we can do like that because it's immediate. I know we need reminding, but it should be things that we have pretty well mastered. Now, number 10 starts adding in those fractions, right? Well, how do you move 2/3 times x? You multiply by the reciprocal, which is the same thing. You're just flipping it and multiplying it. So if you see a fraction, you just flip it and multiply it. So in this case, to move this, I'm going to do times 3/2. So x equals 10 over 1 times 3/2. Well, it's not done yet because I have to finish it. Well, 10 times 3 is 30 over 2. And I just heard a student blurt it out. It is 15. So the final answer to that one is 15. But as you can tell, that's why inverse is also multiplied by the reciprocal. It's not just division. It's multiplied by the reciprocal. So in this case, to move this, I'm going to times by the reciprocal. Okay. You get w equals negative 8 over 1 times 9 over 4. You get negative 72 over 4. And I'm not sure what that is, so I'm going to go off to the side. That's 2. I think it's 28. So the final answer for that one is 28. Negative 28. All right, let's see. Scroll down just a little bit. So to move this one, what are we going to do to move this one? Multiply by the reciprocal. So what is the reciprocal, Layla? Devin, what is the reciprocal of negative 6/5? Negative 5 over 6. Very good. So K equals 12 over 1 times negative 5 over 6, which equals negative 60 over 6. When I do 60 divided by 6, you get negative 10. Fractions scare students, but they shouldn't. Okay, multiplying by the reciprocal here. Well, that means I'm going to take it times negative 2 over 1, which is just times 2. So m equals negative 9 over 1 times negative 2 over 1, which equals negative 9 times negative 2 makes a positive 18. Okay, so now we are on the two-step equations portion. And I have asked my in-person class, hopefully, which one do we move first? Do we move the 6 or the 8? And the class decided that we're going to move the what first? 8, because the 8 is the one least connected to the x. So we're going to be able to move this first by subtracting. Then you're left with 6x equals 42. And now my last step is to move the 6 with division. So x will then equal 7. Okay, we again have two numbers, or two variables. One is the coefficient, and it's telling you these. So use addition or subtraction to remove the constant. This is the plus or minus. And then you use multiplication or division to remove the coefficient. And I call that attached. That's what I call it. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add 5 to get it to the other side. And you're left with 2n equals 16. Then I have to move the 2. And I do that with division. N equals 8. All right, number 11 and number 12. Now look what they did. They switched it to the other side. Math teachers, math professionals do not like that. So I'm going to rewrite that. But my steps don't change. I'm first going to move the constant, which is the one that is the least attached. I'm moving this first by adding 9. You end up with negative 4k equals 13 plus 9, which is 22. Oh, I'm subtracting 9. Thank you. Subtracting 9. So 4k equals 4. Okay. Last step is to move this negative 4k. So I'm going to divide by negative 4. My k equals negative 1. So there is the final answer to that one. So looking at, and be aware, the next 6 you guys are going to try independently. Yeah. Okay, so this one, going to move the 7 first. Is that a positive 7 or a negative 7?
Negative.
Positive 7. So the opposite would be subtract 7. Bringing down my negative 3y. 34 minus 7, 27? Yeah,
That's correct.
27. And now I'm moving the negative 3y, dividing by negative 3. So y equals negative 9. I'm going to give you guys a little bit. I want you to try 13, 14, 15, 16. We're going to see how far we get. I'm stopping it there.